How many books have you started? 1, 6, 84? Now, how many books have you actually finished? Finishing books can be so difficult, and it takes so much work and effort. Luckily, in June of this year, I will be releasing my book titled Finish Your Story. It is a guide to teach writers how to actually finish the stories that they start. Here are 5 tips from that book that I really love and want to share with you. Number 1, writing is a skill. You may naturally come to the idea of being a writer, and words might flow out of you. It doesn't mean they're good though. What you need to do is not just write one book. Don't have your magnum opus. What you should do is focus on multiple stories from different genres and find what works for you. And just all of that comes from learning and practice, because writing is a skill that you can work on. It's like a muscle. Creativity is a muscle that you can build and create. Number 2, find a community. Writing can be really lonely. And if you take the time to find people who write similar stories to you or who really enjoy your style of writing, do that. Whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it may be, or any fan fiction websites, that's super viable and a really awesome path to go as well. Finding a community to share your work with, but also just to get feedback and finding people who like your stuff is so valuable and so important to you growing as a writer. Number 3, try every tool. So many writers out there love sharing advice. It's almost too much. It can be overwhelming to hear so many differing opinions on how you should write or what you should write. What you should do is take what you like from their stuff, what resonates with you, put it into your toolbox as something that you can use later. Implement it and see if it works. One example that I love that I used to hate is outlines. Outlining can sound really scary or restrictive, but really it's a fantastic tool that is as in-depth or as simple as you make it. You could do the classic high school paper outline, or you could just write a few sentences per chapter, or just say, hey, this character goes and does this thing. Those count as outlines. Don't knock it until you try it, because these tools are super, super helpful. Number 4, take breaks. Writing every day, working on your stuff every day can be so taxing. It's rewarding and you feel so good for being creative, but it can be really difficult to keep going, especially if you don't see that improvement or you're not as fulfilled as you thought you would be. So take breaks. Take a day or two throughout the week where you don't focus on your writing and you just focus on yourself and why you love storytelling. If you do that, you'll be able to find the appreciation for your stories and really understand what makes your story great. So don't be afraid to take breaks and then come back to your story reinvigorated. And number 5, share your work. Just like what I said about building a community, sharing your work with as many people as possible is so important. Because if you are just in an echo chamber of people who already like your stories or your words, you might not improve as much. But just by reading your story out loud and showing people, hey, this is what I'm doing, you're able to build confidence and really understand what makes your story unique, which it makes it unique because it comes from your voice. And you can develop that by sharing your work. Find somewhere online where you can share it, and don't be afraid. Everybody writes really bad stuff. And so don't be afraid to share your first drafts or your rough drafts. It shows people that you're vulnerable and that you're really able to get the work done. Thank you so much for watching. These are 5 tips that I really love and that I've spent a lot of time developing and writing a whole book about. If you're interested in getting a copy of that book when it does come out, go ahead and go onto our website and sign up for our newsletter. It is going to be dropping probably the 2nd week of June, and we are so excited about it. It's 2 years of my life, but really it's been more like a decade of writing and practice. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment your favorite tip, and subscribe for more stuff. Thank you so much. Have a great day.